Welcome back. We are in the kitchen with Made with Love Delectable Edibles. Alexandra and Colin, how are you guys doing today?
Great.
Really
Good.
well.
Do you like my new midday set?
I love the
really
new
exciting.
midday.
Times, isn't it? I'm getting used to sitting in a more comfortable chair. I'm used to the high back, higher up chair, and so it's going well though. I like it. It feels right. We are making something delicious today.
We are, because usually we don't. No, I'm teasing. Today, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter just melting in my pan there. And Colin is going to put 1 onion in that we have sliced into rounds and then quartered. So kind of long, skinny pieces of onion is where we're starting.
So this recipe is basically, we came up with this with the notion of, we had a lot of figs that came to us from Santa this Christmas. And we were like, what are we
Santa.
going to do with all these
He
figs?
shouldn't have. Santa's a special guy.
So instead of doing a leftover stocking salad, we're doing caramelized onion risotto.
But you know what,
with
sometimes
figs.
that's what it comes down to, is looking in the fridge and thinking, I don't want to waste this stuff. How can I be creative with it and make it into something that the children are going to eat?
Yeah, and if you guys had been in our offices while Colin was pitching his ideas, man, it was really fun.
Really? Do you want to share some of those? Let's hear.
Well, we were discussing about Marcel's reaction, because he's always complaining about us doing salad and then putting leftover stockings in salad. It just seemed like a bit
Didn't
over
get
the
salad
top for
today.
Marcel.
Yes.
So we'll get those guys caramelizing, and then I'll walk you through the other steps of this recipe because we've got a few things sort of started up today. In this bowl over here, I have about 3 cups of cooked organic brown rice, about 1 cup of cooked chopped butternut squash, and then about 1 cup of chopped organic parsley. I've used a flat leaf parsley today, but you can go either way really. And those guys are all going to be the base of this risotto. So we're using a lot of leftover ingredients. So a great way to plan out your week would be maybe for one day of the week, you're doing a roast chicken with roast squash and a side of rice. And you cook enough extra squash and enough rice to go for the next day. And then this day, we're basically using the rice and the squash and the parsley in with the onions as the base to the risotto. We're not going to make this a creamy one. So with the risotto, you can go creamy with the cream or the milk and the cheese, but this one we're going to do with more of a clear mushroomy gravy sauce.
It sounds good. That's good. All right, so this will take a little bit of time to caramelize. That's all
Colin,
right.
what do you have in that bowl over there?
So we have 1 cup of figs, which are also chopped. We chopped them into 6 about, and we removed the stems, of course, and added a balsamic and olive oil to the mix. And they're just softening up there. You wanna add your figs to marinate before this recipe, because you're adding, the basis is the caramelized onions, but you want to soften your figs.
Yeah, in there we have 6 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and 6 tablespoons of pure maple syrup.
It smells like red wine. Why is that?
Yeah, the balsamic has a little bit of
Yeah.
that sort of
It's the
musty,
balsamic.
wine flavor. You could absolutely use white wine in this recipe as well. That would be beautiful. But we've chosen to go with the balsamic vinegar and the pure maple syrup, about half and half. So to coat those figs and let them sit a little while, we've done about 6 tablespoons of maple syrup and 6 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar.
Fantastic. So like give it a day basically? Or?
Well, no, but you want to start like 15 minutes before you start the recipe, and just let them soak long enough that they're softer.
Fantastic. All right. Is now a good time to take a break, or?
Sounds good.
We're going to take a break. We're going to get these onions caramelized so that by the time we come back, we can proceed to the next few steps. This is going to be delicious. It smells really good in here. Madewithlove.ca is where you can go online to check out all the fantastic recipes, because there are many. We will be back in 2 minutes. We have Judy Basso joining us to talk about the Mayor's Gala for the Arts, which is coming up fairly soon. Stay with us.
Give your heart a break, give your heart a break. Let me give your heart
Welcome back. We have the onions caramelized for this risotto. I can't even tell you how good it smells in here. It's
awesome.
lovely. It's the balsamic vinegar and the spices, you guys. It smells really good.
So while you were away, we have basically finished browning the onions on about a medium to medium high heat. And then I've added about 3 sliced big mushrooms, about a 1/4 cup of our country onion spice blend, and about 1 to 2 cups of water. And what I'm doing there is I'm actually adding the water just as necessary to keep everything in there just covered in water, but not let it get too soupy, right? And then we put in 1 cup of our marinated figs. So that's all that's boiling in there. And then the last of this guy is to stir in our rice and our squash and our parsley. So about 1 cup of butternut squash, 1 cup of fresh parsley, and 2 to 3 cups of cooked brown organic long grain rice. And really, you could use any leftover rice that you like.
Here's a question. When does something go from a long grain rice to a risotto? When you add all the fun stuff? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I've been confused by this for years.
Well, I think the risotto is just, I mean, it's a traditional Italian dish, and in their case, it's just a rice dish with other things cooked into the rice.
So-
you can do any risotto under the sun. I mean, I guess if you're making it traditionally Italian, you're using an arborio rice is the one ingredient if you're going for the full tradition. But I think if you're working within the tradition, you can pretty much do whatever you want with any rice and call it risotto.
So it's the marriage of the rice product and all the other fabulous things that we've been cooking up and adding them together. Would that be right?
Risotto is, in a way, kind of like a pasta with a sauce on it. But instead of the pasta, you're using a rice and then putting your sauce on it. And the risotto is cooked all together, so it gets really rich and creamy and sort of deep, beautiful flavors. With this guy, now that we've kind of folded it together, we can actually turn the heat down to about medium or medium low. And then we're just going to let it sort of, all of those flavors come together and everything heat through for a few minutes.
The fresh parsley is a great addition. It smells so good.
I think so.
Yum.
And then what we've done with the figs here is I've taken out about 1 cup of our chopped figs and put those into the risotto. And you see there's a few little pieces of figs and some really nice balsamic maple vinaigrette in that. And this is totally fat-free. It's just the 6 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 6 tablespoons of maple syrup, and we're gonna use that as a drizzle over top of our served dish.
Nice.
Wow, that's just looking awesome.
Doesn't it?
Lots of really nice colors in there.
It really looks good.
So we don't need a lot of salt and pepper because we do have that country onion spice blend in there. I'm going to add just a little bit on top, a little bit of finishing sea salt and black pepper. And then we're pretty much ready to go.
Well, while you serve that up, I am going to get into our one-day weather forecast and let people know what we're expecting. Snow is in the forecast, -12 overnight in the Caribou. Chance of some flurries tomorrow. We're looking at -2 in the North Thompson. Flurries tonight and tomorrow. The same for the Nicola Valley. We'll see a 3-degree high for our Wednesday, and the Shuswap has a chance of flurries tonight and into tomorrow as well. For Kamloops, as I mentioned earlier, 2 to 4 centimeters in the valley bottom starting around dinner time, double that in the higher elevations, and the Coquihalla is expecting somewhere between 40 and 70 centimeters. A lot of snow. If you don't have to travel on the Coquihalla tonight, you certainly shouldn't be. So definitely check out drivebc.ca for all of your traveling needs. Here's how to get a hold of us. You can reach us at cfjctv.com. My direct line to Midday as well is there, 851-3203. And you can email me directly, sedgel@cfjctv.com. If you'd like to enter to win 2 tickets to Oprah, today's question is, what is the first and last name of Oprah Winfrey's partner? And you can enter at that email address or midday@cfjctv.com. We've got about a minute left, and we're going to give this a try, you guys.
And we do have some grated Parmesan cheese, which you could use to finish this dish. But we've chosen to keep it pretty much dairy-free. The only dairy we've used in this recipe is the butter to caramelize the onions. And again, you could swap that guy out for olive oil if you wanted to do an entirely dairy-free risotto.
I'm telling you, this is delightful. The fig it has a really neat texture, and the way it cracks, and it's delightful.
Yeah.
Really a nice recipe, you guys, and quite easy to make. Maybe we'll just turn that down a bit. If you're interested in checking this out online, madewithlove.ca, fantastic. Beautiful flavors, the parsley, the balsamic, delightful. Thank you very much for being here today.
Oh, we loved it. It was fun.
It was fun. We are out of time, and I want to finish this, so we're going to say goodbye. Have a great afternoon. Don't forget about that snowfall tonight if you're heading out, even on the city streets. Be careful out there. Enjoy your day. We'll see you again tomorrow.